Hey gang, this is John Holt of Fox 4 News, proud again to be the media sponsor for this 18th annual Head for the Cure Kansas City Metro 5K and our first ever virtual event, of course. And normally I'm also the MC along with my very affable co-anchor and event founder, Matt Anthony. And as I like to say, I'm not a runner, but I can run at the mouth. Matt and I have gotten pretty good at that. Obviously, we'd much rather be with all of you at Corporate Woods for what's become a fantastic family and friends event. Always so inspiring to see the teams who organize in support of or in memory of a brain tumor patient. And of course, to hear the inspirational stories of our Keeping the Faith honorees, and this year, our Legacy of Love caregivers. Step by step, no matter how you're taking part in this virtual event, you are helping us defeat brain cancer. Your virtual support helps local programs too. The only NCI designated cancer center in the region, the KU Cancer Center, as well as Solace House, Children's Brain Tumor Project, and the Brain Tumor Trials Collaborative. As an MC and Head for the Cure Foundation board member, I can assure you we are all so very grateful that in spite of this pesky virus, you are still on board. Brain tumors aren't in lockdown, nor is the important research needed to win this battle. So thanks again, have an awesome event, and thank you for being a part of the 18th annual Head for the Cure Kansas City Metro event. Ready, set, go.
Good morning, everybody. It's Matt Anthony, president of the Head for the Cure Foundation, coming to you via video, which is what we're used to these days, but we're coming to you with the same passion and energy as we do every year with Head for the Cure. Hard to believe, but so excited to celebrate our 18th annual Head for the Cure. It all started 2003 in October when we held our first Head for the Cure, and really never imagined where we'd be 18 years later. But we couldn't be more appreciative, we couldn't be more energized, we couldn't be more delighted with the support that we've received from all of our participants over the years, all of our donors, all of our supporters, and it continues to build over the years. And we are now looking at our largest virtual 5K in Kansas City, our largest event, our signature event. And the way it appears, this will be the largest virtual 5K in Kansas City this year. So we started this when my brother Chris, whose idea it was to start a run, a walk to raise money, raise awareness for brain cancer, a disease that he faced with dignity and courage. And unfortunately, he passed before our first event, but it was a request that it was easy to fulfill. His wife, Kirsten, the entire Anthony family, our company, VML, got behind it and really pulled it forward. And After that first year, we raised about $20,000 and had about 300 people, and thought, wow, we crushed it. Let's do it again next year. And next year became the next year and the next year and the next year. And here we are in year 18. Kansas City, still our signature event, still our largest event. And it has propelled a movement that has taken the country by storm. We're now in 30 markets and supporting folks that are facing brain cancer around the country. We're supporting their caregivers, their loved ones, and they are supporting us just the same. And it's been amazing, and we want to continue it. And we're thrilled that we can come to you via video and make this a really powerful virtual event here in Kansas City this year. So registration is still open. That's the great thing about virtual events. You can keep things going, and that's what we've been doing through the year. So be sure to encourage other family members and friends to register as well. And know that this year's commemorative t-shirt is only available if you register. And it is pretty awesome. Register and you'll receive your t-shirt and a finisher's medal, and those items will be mailed out in the next few weeks. So stay tuned to Head for the Cure. Encourage folks after today to register, because we're staying open through Labor Day, midnight at Labor Day on Monday, September 7th. So plenty of time to encourage others to support Head for the Cure Kansas City 2020. I want to remind everybody why Head for the Cure exists. And it's the same three things that established Head for the Cure back when Chris, my brother Chris, asked me if we could move this forward and start a 5K. His very essence was, this is a disease that is little known. Because it's little known, it's under-researched. It's under-researched because it's underfunded. So can we create something that can solve those problems, or at least tackle them? So first reason we exist is to build awareness around this disease. People don't understand what brain cancer means in the lives of people facing it. They don't realize that it has a difficult mortality rate. They don't realize that there are multiple forms of brain tumor, some benign, some malignant. We need to create a platform that builds awareness. Head for the Cure does that. Secondly, Head for the Cure is a fundraising organization. Awareness happens, then people get inspired to raise funds. And your participation today, your support of a team, your roundup, your extra funding is so important, because that's the means to support clinical research and patient programs that Head for the Cure sponsors. And third, and really the culmination of everything we do, why we're here today, why we are doing our 16th virtual event for the year, is that Head for the Cure exists to ignite hope for those who have ever faced a brain tumor diagnosis, whether it's in the past or whether it's today. That is so important that an organization like Head for the Cure convenes people, as we're doing today, not in person at Corporate Woods, but certainly virtually, with thousands of folks, simply to bring hope to those people that are facing this diagnosis. So sharing your stories, posting pictures of participation, showing patients and survivors and caregivers that they're not alone in what can be a very isolating and frankly lonely time. Head for the Cure is an organization that brings people together, crucial for those that are especially in the midst of their fight, or to those who have been through the fight and are working to inspire others. And sadly, to the families of people who have passed, Head for the Cure represents a legacy of support for those people so that they can help others. Thank you for participating. Thanks for tuning in on a Sunday morning in late August. Thanks for continuing to follow us at Head for the Cure through Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitter, headforthecure.org. Those platforms are the vessels that tell your stories and share those stories with so many others. We could not do what we do. We couldn't continue to ascend this organization and provide that funding support, build our awareness, inspire hope, if it weren't for our sponsors. And we've had some amazing sponsors on the national level that have been part of Head for the Cure since our very beginning. First, BML-Y&R, an international marketing firm based here in Kansas City, now with offices in over 100 cities around the world, who were right there at the very start of Head for the Cure. My brother Chris was an employee at BML back at that time, running the Dallas office. And so BML got behind the event and continues all these years later to provide substantial financial support and even more in-kind support. Thank you to the thousands at BMLY&R for supporting us. I want to thank my friend Harry Campbell and his organization, Get Real, the platform that serves as an inspirational vehicle through Harry's book writing. He's published 3 books, including his newest book, Get Real Mindset. Check it out. It's an easy read and it's a really inspirational read. The Get Real program has served as the vehicle for Harry to speak to corporations and organizations around the country. Every dollar of his speeches and his book sales goes to Head for the Cure. Remarkably, over the past several years, Harry has redirected all of that funding, more than $440,000, to Head for the Cure through Get Real. Unbelievable. It keeps going. Check out Get Real. Book Harry for a speech. You won't be sorry. Our great partner, Novacure. Novacure is one of only a couple of therapies for malignant brain cancer that have been approved by the FDA over the past few years. The Optune device is used to treat glioblastoma patients. We have several Optune patients every year that participate in our event. Novacure has been an incredible partner for many years. They bring the same spirit of energy and devotion, commitment to this disease to find a cure. And we could not have a better partner than our friends at Novacure. Thank you to Tracy and the team of Novacure support folks around the country who are helping brain cancer patients. And finally, beautiful day here today, whether you're on video or out walking your driver in the park, Weather 2020, who provides accurate forecasts for all of our events, is a great cash supporter, but mostly Gary Lezak and his team at Weather 2020 make sure that we know what to expect in the weather the day of our events. And hopefully next year, when we're back in person, we'll know when the sun is shining and when there might be a slight shower. We've had amazing support from the local community since our beginning in Kansas City. It continues even in this year of a virtual event. Our start finish sponsor, again this year, are 2 great sponsors: the University of Kansas Cancer Center, directed by Dr. Roy Jensen, the Brain Tumor Clinic, directed by Dr. Mike Schalitz. They are here in Kansas City supporting so many people who are facing a brain tumor diagnosis. KUCC is the NCI designated hospital. We're so lucky to have them here in Kansas City.
Philanthropic funds are one of our most important resources for engaging in cutting-edge research. It's very difficult to get funded by the NIH or any other mechanism without preliminary data. And many times philanthropy is the key to securing that data, which allows us to go on and get much larger grants from the National Institutes of Health. The Head for the Cure race does a lot more things than just raise money. It's a real focal point for advocacy in our community around brain cancers, and that's a very moving experience.
And of course, our longtime sponsor, now 8 years, Holmes Murphy, healthcare brokerage firm that is providing insurance benefits for so many Kansas Cityans.
Now is the time for healing, for giving back to our communities, to make connections, to look forward, to inspire hope, and celebrate courage, to ensure everyone has a chance to keep their dreams within reach. We will always be there with you.
Thank you to Holmes Murphy. Thank you to KU Cancer Center for our start finish sponsors. We have some incredible gold sponsors. Ripple Glass, the glass recycling solution here in Kansas City. Be sure to take your glass to one of the purple bins in KC. Also visit one of the Price Chopper stores, over 50 stores, the largest supermarket retailer in Kansas City, supported us all these years. Only Toyota, our truck that drives our trailer around the country, and will do so again post-pandemic. Thanks to the folks at Moli Toyota. Visit them on 103rd and State Line. Our new sponsor this year, Parisi Coffee, providing great high-end coffee through their cafes and through their online, parisi.com. Be sure to visit them. Our silver sponsors, thanks again to Esky & Associates, to the Moormeyer Family Foundation, Mariner Wealth Advisors, Santa Fe Towing, Euronet, and Mobile Up for your support, returning sponsors every year. Our bronze sponsors, again, many returning folks, Benedictine College, back in session, BKD, great consulting firm here in Kansas City, of course, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Be Headstrong, our partner organization supporting the brain tumor community in Kansas City. New sponsors this year, Cross First Bank, thanks to Jeff and team at Cross First, a longtime sponsor since our very first year, Country Club Bank, thanks to Country Club. G'day Imports. So G'day Imports, who an Australian maker of fine spirits, especially vodkas. McAllister Capital Management. And that great t-shirt you see, Omni Apparel Tech. Thanks to Omni. And then again this year, thanks to the folks at State Street for your bronze sponsorship. And finally, Going the Distance, Danae Fast and her team that sponsor us every year. And finally, contributing sponsors, Children's Mercy, Cook & Cook CPAs, J&J Printing, Centerfield Asset Properties, Carol and Robert Thrain, R&R Enterprises, Twins Financial, Crow's Coffee, Jay Rieger and Company, Shields, Hendrick Cares, and the Dunn Family Foundation. And my colleague, I'd like to say that, a broadcast veteran here in Kansas City, John Holt and the Fox 4 team, thanks to Fox 4 News for all you do for Head for the Cure this year and every year. And our partners at 99.7 The Point, Ponch and Nikki will be featured in our 5K, so look for them, tune into their station. They keep us entertained on the radio every day. We really appreciate all their support. And finally, I want to give a shout out to our partnership with KU Cancer Center, our partnership with Solace House, our partnership with the Children's Brain Tumor Project, and with the Brain Tumor Trials Collaborative. All of these organizations are the beneficiaries of our participation together here today. The funds we raise are distributed to these organizations. And those organizations are ensuring that people facing brain tumors and their caregivers and their loved ones know that they're in the best hands through these organizations. So thank you for allowing us to partner with you. Thank you for stewarding the funds that are raised here today in such a powerful way to support this community. I again want to thank our amazing team at Head for the Cure for powering through this very difficult year, bringing the same, if not more, energy and support and empathy to brain tumor patients, to caregivers, to loved ones around the country. They have introduced new programs virtually. They have maintained the strength and solidarity that really makes Head for the Cure so important. And I have to call them out because they inspire me every day. Jenna Heilman, our executive director, who manages this team, keeps everybody moving forward in a new direction, brings new ideas to the old ones. It's amazing the energy that she brings every day. Kelsey Seeley, our events and operations manager, who is part of every event and continues to drive that forward and manages a team of amazing folks. Laura Cook, development programs coordinator. All of our event coordinators, regional relationship folks, Courtney and Maddie and Allison. Kaylin, who is responsible for our graphics and logistics at events. Brian, who our strategic and analytics lead. Our amazing financial staff that continues to drive our funding forward. Frida and Cindy and Stephen. And our administrative manager, Cheryl. These folks are amazing. And also Scott Chuckett. Scott, who this year has been parked with the trailer in the truck, but is still part of our team every day. And our Brains for the Cure team as well, Haley, who works with Laura to drive that forward. This team is incredible. And I am so overwhelmed with the energy that they bring. to support this community. I just want to thank these folks, as I know the entire Kansas City does as well. So keep it going, guys. Thank you. Everyone, I'm coming to you over video. You're sitting probably on your couch. Maybe you're on your treadmill or your Peloton watching this virtual event. You're going to see some folks who are participating in the 5K. We have people doing it in all forms, and it's been so fun this year to see how folks are reflecting on the 5K. Some are actually doing a 5K, some are doing it alone. Everybody be sure to stay tuned in after the 5K as we continue our celebration of the brain tumor community. As we do every year, we're going to feature our Keeping the Faith honorees that has been part of our Head for the Cure organization since the very beginning. We also want to introduce caregivers and celebrate their support through legacy love recognitions. And finally, the remembrance of those who have passed through our celebration of life presentation. These are powerful, emotional programs that really are representative of what Head for the Cure is about. So stay tuned. Okay, everybody, it's race time. This year is no different. We're about to start our 5K, so stay tuned in. We're going to feature a true 5K run from some of our participants and their stories, also from some of our survivors, that hopefully will inspire you, as they do every year, to keep participating in Head for the Cure and participate in our 5K this year. And as you do, post your photos and videos completing or exercise to show that you're fighting back against this disease. That's the idea, that we can't do things that are important if we don't do important things. Thanks, everyone, for your participation in today's virtual 5K. Thanks for your participation in Head for the Cure year-round. This is one event in a movement that extends through the year, that extends well beyond the year. And we hope that you enjoy today's virtual 5K from your home. We hope you put your t-shirt on, and when you're wearing Head for the Cure, you're exercising and knowing that that support helps people fighting brain tumors in the Kansas City area and across the country. Thanks for everything you do to help us do everything we do.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Hi, I'm Jasmine Osmeyer, and on Memorial Day of 2018, I had a seizure. Luckily, I was not driving and my husband was and rushed me to the ER. But that seizure happened to be a blessing in disguise because that's how they found my brain tumor. In June of 2018, then I had surgery, and after surgery, they found out I had an oligodendroglioma grade 2. Luckily, I have been on watch and wait for 2 years, and so I just hit my 2-year mark, so woohoo! So, I ended up joining Head for the Cure because Head for the Cure is an amazing organization that helps to bring awareness and funds for cancer, brain cancer and brain tumor research. So today we're going to participate in the Metro KC 5K, and I decided to break it up into 3 parts. The first mile is going to be dedicated to all the supporters, the caregivers, the medical researchers, the doctors, and that's mile 1. Mile 2 is going to be for all those who've lost their struggle or their fight against brain cancer, and then also for all those who will eventually be diagnosed, because we know that that is something that will happen. And then mile 3 is going to be for myself and for all those currently fighting, because I am not a runner. And mile 3 is going to be when my butt gets kicked, and that's how we all feel. And so you always just have to keep pushing through. So I do want to say thank you to my friends and family and my amazing medical team, and I know that I would not be able to have done this without all of them and my faith. So here we go. Let's do this for Head for the Cure.
Hey there, brain cancer warriors. My name is Teresa Carroll, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my journey with brain cancer. So in February 2016, I was diagnosed with a grade 3 oligodendroglioma. At the end of the month, I underwent surgery to remove the brain tumor. A few weeks after surgery, I met with my doctor, and that's when he told me that 99% of the tumor was removed, but that since it was a grade 3, I would have to undergo 6 weeks of chemo and radiation. So 33 treatments of radiation, all in a row for 6 weeks. After that, once that protocol was over, I would also have to go through another year of treatment. So I'm here today, 4 years later, telling you about my journey, so come run with me.
What I want others to know about brain tumors and brain cancer is that brain tumors do not discriminate. They affect so many people each year, and there are so many different types of tumors. We need to raise awareness and funds to combat this horrible disease. Head for the Cure is instrumental in doing this, and I am so thankful for all that they do. It is amazing the amount of people that are helping to shed light on this horrible disease and helping everyone along this journey. Keep on fighting and never give up.
Head for the Cure rocks!
I walk for my Pop Pop.
Hey everyone, I'm Cole Anthony, the son of Chris Anthony, in whose memory Head for the Cure was founded. Over the years, I've been involved with Head for the Cure in many different facets, and so the races and the community that surrounds them have become an integral part of my life.
I've loved being able to watch Head for the Cure grow from a small race in Kansas City in 2003 to all the races over the country today. It's been a place that people can come together to feel and support their loved ones.
Regardless of whether you're a survivor, family, or just a friend, the fight against brain cancer is challenging for all involved. But for one morning, for 3.1 miles, Head for the Cure provides an escape from all of that stress and anxiety and fear. For one morning, you get to surround yourself with thousands of other people who understand what you're going through. Thousands of other people who found a small bit of joy and can't wait to share that joy with you. For anyone who's ever been to an event, you know just how much joy and celebration there is. And that's what Head for the Cure is really about, celebration. We get together to celebrate the many survivors, to celebrate the people going through a battle right now, and to celebrate the lives of any loved ones that we've lost.
To me, Head for the Cure has given me an opportunity to honor my father and continue his legacy by providing support to others and keeping the faith no matter what life may throw at us. I'm so thankful that there is an organization and people all across the country that are willing to stand side by side with one another to raise funds and to spread awareness to defeat brain cancer. Together we can celebrate the lives missed and support the ones who are still fighting today.
And whatever you do, don't stop keeping the faith. Thanks.
It literally happened overnight. I came home from work, I worked a full day, and then just collapsed in my bathroom and had a seizure.
Everything, he was one that, like, everything was good, strong, healthy, like never had a cavity, real healthy. And then when we took him to KU, that's when they found this tumor. But you know, everything's a certain way up to a point, and then from there, you know, you never expect that.
My form of cancer, when they did the diagnosis of it, it's a form of, it's uncurable. So they don't have enough research or anything for it to cure it.
It's kind of a technology race, kind of, too, you know. So that's one thing, seeing all this, you realize that with all the people that it is like a race of technology, and yeah, all the support goes to further the research, and so it's pretty amazing to see all the people get together and do that.
Oh, hey, you caught us right in the middle of some 5K training.
Here at VMLYNR, we are so grateful to be able to support Head for the Cure. It's our longest continuous charitable partnership. In fact, we've been with Head for the Cure since the very beginning.
And we're to keep on supporting for a long, long time, but this particular year feels a little crazy, a little special, but in some ways it just feels even more important to support this year.
Defeating brain cancer, step by step.
Hey Kansas City, we already finished running our 5K, so today we're just taking a walk on our local trail. Last week we finished our 5K, so today we're being active by playing some tennis.
Our story is still fresh, and we're still learning our new way of life. March of this year, my husband started to have weird tingling sensations on the right side of his body. We thought maybe it was a pinched nerve, and we went to the chiropractor daily. The tingling sensation would happen once a month, and then increased up to 3 times a day. We went to our primary doctor, who then referred us to a neurologist for an MRI. I will never forget that night, June 19th, 2 days before Father's Day. A nurse called us and told Coogan that they found a brain tumor, and that was it. No other information. That was the longest, most emotional weekend of my life. After meeting with a neurologist and neuro-oncologist, we scheduled surgery on August 14th of this year, and they were able to get 50% of the tumor and plan on doing chemo and radiation at some point to kill the rest of the tumor. Our family went from a normal life, just raising our kids, my husband working full-time in construction, to now doctor's appointments, phone calls, and lots of prayers. This has been a very emotional journey for us, but we are so thankful for organizations like Head for the Cure. Coogan is recovering really well and just taking it day by day. We wanted to share our story in hopes to raise awareness, to tell people to listen to your body. If you think something is wrong, don't wait. My husband is 27 years old with great health and super fit. We would have never guessed that he would have had a brain tumor.
Favorite part is going through afterwards and just meeting the other contestants and the other families, and just seeing all the camaraderie and just the people getting together, just enjoying, having a good time.
My name is Nancy Leslie, and I was married to Doug Leslie for 21 plus years. During that time, he was a brain tumor survivor for 14 and a half plus years of that time. When he was diagnosed in September of 2005, his goal was, each 5-year increments that there would be hopefully a cure. However, he passed away this past March 2020. We participated in the Head for the Cure since 2008. So this would have been our 13th run this year.
Hello, my name is Joel Leslie, and Doug Leslie was my father, and we ran the race every year since he had it, and it really meant a lot to him. And I'm going to be doing the virtual run this year in honor of him. And a fun memory that I have of running the race was every year my grandma coming and running it to see if she got first or second. And it was just a fun competition that was for him, and we'll be doing it again this year.
Head for the Cure always meant a lot to Doug. It was a highlight of his year each time August came around. He knew that it was a time of support and encouragement, a time family could come out and support and show their love, and then just a time that he knew was going to be celebrated, and that funds were being raised to find a cure for brain cancer. We took those shirts and made a t-shirt quilt out of that, and that was one of his most treasured items. We prayed over that blanket many times, gave him strength in hard times or when he couldn't sleep. Anyhow, he took that blanket, and it meant so much to him that when he passed that we wrapped him in that, and he was laid to rest with his Head for the Cure t-shirt, and it is with him forever. Head for the Cure was an important part of keeping him going, because everybody needs hope, and Head for the Cure is one that does that. They give everybody, the caregivers and their families, hope, and we just want to thank them. We will continue gathering t-shirts each year and celebrating survivors, keeping the faith, celebration of life, honoring those who have gone on before us. And we just want Doug Leslie to know that he's treasured, greatly missed, and we will continue to run in honor of him and work towards getting a cure for brain cancer.
I'm walking for Uncle Doug because I want to cure brain cancer. Oh yeah, we can do this.
Hey, Kansas City. This is Zach and Steve with Crow's Coffee. Just wanting to reach out and thank you for participating in the Head for Cure virtual event. Oh, buddy. We know 20 has been a difficult year for a lot of us, and we wanted to thank you personally for participating. Even though we don't get to run together as a community, you guys are all here still supporting Head for the Cure and a cause that means a lot to this community. I lost a really close friend to brain cancer, so this, of course, is a big thank you from me and Steve. So keep running, cycling, doing whatever you can, supporting Head for the Cure. We all really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Say bye, Steve.
Bye, guys.
Hi, my name is Tara, and I am a 22-year survivor of brain cancer, medulloblastoma, and I am also a 4-year survivor of breast cancer. Throughout both my ordeals, I was always told by the doctors that I would have a slim to none chance of ever getting pregnant, just because of all the chemo, the types of chemo, and also all the radiation and where I had my radiation at to ever have kids. So, you know, I always went through life. I always wanted to be a mom, but I was always fearful that that wasn't going to happen because of what the doctors told me. Well, come July 14th of 2020, I became a mom to this little beauty, Lillian. She is healthy and happy, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. And also, I just wanted to tell you that no matter what the doctor says, if you feel like you can do it, then try. At least try. You know, if they tell you that you will probably never be able to walk or never be able to hear or see or whatever it may be, just always have faith. And if you feel like you can do it, you can do it.
I love Mom. Mom's the best.
My mom is awesome and I love her.
Oh, the finish line. Good job.
Hi, my name is Carrie Bugg, and my mom is Rhonda DeFries from Team Rhonda's Racers. My mom is a 19-year brain cancer survivor and my hero. Every day she inspires me with how she lives her life. And I'm so thankful for the years that we've been given together. We're excited to be a part of Head for the Cure. It's such a great organization to help raise money to defeat brain cancer. And it also provides an opportunity for families and friends to gather to support, encourage, and celebrate lives. Every year when I run the 5K, I think about all that my mom's been through and all that she has done with her life. I'm so proud of you, Mom. Go Rhonda's Racers, I run for you.
Hey there, guys. I'm just finishing up first mile. Trying to catch my breath. Talk a little bit about year 4 of Team T. Since undergoing treatment and recovering, the first year I was able, I put together Team T. Started off with a pretty good group, and since then, I have a group of people from work and support system that have been there every year for the run, and they've signed up this year too as well. So Team T is 4 years going strong, and then some. Now, I'm gonna go run mile 2.
racers!
Back. We're the proud parents of Rhonda DeFries, who is celebrating 19 years of life after having a malignant brain tumor.
Rhonda's strong faith in God, her courage and determination has been an inspiration to her family and all who know her. We're proud to support Rhonda and Head for the Cure in their efforts for more research for this cancer, which affects so many people no matter what their ages.
BioFit supports Head for the Cure.
Go Rhonda's Racers!
My journey began 19 years ago this month when I did hear those words, "You have a brain tumor and you need it removed immediately." I did have a partial resection of the tumor several weeks later, only to avoid paralysis. In 2004, I had a full resection at MD Anderson, which left me unable to move on my left side. After 12 days of intensive OT and PT, I was allowed to return home, where I did 6 weeks of radiation and 12 months of chemotherapy. The last 16 years have been ongoing OT and PT, and most recent years, therapy-based fitness in order to maintain function and mobility on my left side. I'm excited to say, as of my most recent yearly MRI this month, there's been no evidence of tumor reoccurrence, and I consider myself so very blessed. I'm captain of the team Rhonda's Racers, and the back of our shirt says "Celebrating a Miracle." Survivor has been a very empowering word for me. When someone told me that I was considered a survivor from the moment I heard the words, "You have brain cancer," it became a very hope-filled and gave me a sense of hope and perseverance. I realized at that time that I did not need to complete my radiation or my treatment protocol without any setbacks to be considered a survivor. I was one, and with God's help and the support of my family, friends, and doctors, I would fight this. I challenge you to continue to support Head for the Cure in their efforts to find a cure for this devastating disease. Let's help bring hope to those battling this disease so that in the future, long-term survival and a cure is not considered a miracle, but an expectation. God bless you all, and let's have a great race.
No one believes that this can happen to them or someone in their family, but unfortunately this is real and comes when you least expect it. No one ever imagines that cancer can come and take your daughter of only 9 years and who is just starting to live.
Hey, it's Ponchanicki from 99.7 The Point, today's best music. Thank you so much for being a part of Head for the Cure.
We know that this year is a little different, but it means so much to Head for the Cure, to the community, to all the patients and families out there that you've signed up virtually and you're still participating. You know, Head for the Cure 5K has raised more than $15 million for cancer patients and their families since 2003.
And that's all from you, Kansas City. That's all from you. So thank you so much, and continue to support Head for the Cure.
Our grandma is a 19-year brain cancer survivor. She inspires us to always trust in God. Go Radders Racers! I run for grandma! I run for grandma! I love grandma!
And I've served as the primary caregiver for my wife, Allie, over the last 4 years. And I'm just so excited to be able to run with you this morning. I'm so thankful for Head for the Cure that even in this time we still get to do this and still get to raise awareness and most importantly raise some funds. So I'm so excited to run this morning, and let's get started.
Hey there, KC Metro runners. I just finished mile 2. So we're on the last leg, the last 1.1 mile. And when I think about what this means to me and to all you cancer survivors out there is during treatment, kind of seems like the end's never in sight, but you got to just keep going and keep pushing. And that's why I love the name of this run, Defeating Brain Cancer One Step at a Time, because that's what it is. It's 1 step, 1 second, 1 day. 1 mile, 1.1 mile. Here we go.
So what I want people to know is like, treat me like you did, and I'm gonna fight, you know, that sort of thing. It makes me feel stronger to know that I'm loved and supported, and I'm not in a way of like pity or anything, but in a way of power. So when someone has a sickness like this or anything even similar, I would imagine it's very easy for others and even themselves to, and I'm not perfect at it, but to feel very down about yourself or to feel down about that person in a situation. And if I'm speaking from how I want it, just don't be sad. Like, don't look at me like you feel bad. Look at me like, that guy's got it. He's gonna figure it out.
My experience started almost 26 years ago to the day. It was June 16th, 1994, and I heard what nobody wants to hear. I heard that I had a brain tumor. And I never really thought about brain cancer ever affecting anybody else in my family. I remember when Allie started having symptoms, and I thought, surely this is not going to be the same cause. I mean, I felt like, what are the chances of lightning striking twice? Unless you're in those shoes, you don't know the pain of a child. And I know that some that watch this will understand. They get it. Allie and I have just grown. We were close anyway, and we've grown even closer, if that's possible. It has made the relationship that I have with Allie something I didn't think could be improved upon, and it's been improved upon. And I love to share the story because I like to encourage, and I think we've seen enough ups and downs through my story and Allie's that I can understand the downs, and I can hurt with them, but I can also try to let them know that it's not every step is gonna be bad news. I get it, there's bad news, but there's also some good news in there. Don't just give up when you hear the bad news. Keep fighting, stay in there, there's positive, hang on to it and move forward to the best of your ability. And so I like to share that story. So when I wear the shirt, I hope that people see it and ask me about it.
We are Team Dennis Henderson. He is our son.
He's my brother. He's my uncle.
And we're here at his memory bench that was put in here by the Boy Scouts in Kearney to remember him. And we have been participating in Head for the Cure to hope there's a cure for glioblastoma.
Right. I'm involved in Head for the Cure because I really don't want Dennis to ever be forgotten. And this year, since it's a virtual event, we are going to walk and run our 5K here locally, and we are going to end right here at Dennis's memory bench.
Hey everybody, I'm Carly Ritter of Fox 4, and I'm doing my 5K by hopefully enjoying a beautiful morning of weather, as well as picking some tomatoes and doing a little gardening.
Hi everyone, I'm Fox 4 meteorologist Joe Loria, helping out the virtual Head for the Cure 5K. I'm doing my walking on a very, very humid day. Good luck.
Hi everybody, I'm Fox 4's Lauren Halifax. I work nightside with John Holt. I'm doing my 5K Head for the Cure this year with a Frisbee and a couple of props and my dog, Sig. Let's go, ready?
Howdy folks, Rob Collins here from Fox 4, my son Noah. We're about to go skydiving. We're gonna jump out of a perfectly good airplane at 14,000 feet. We hope Head for the Cure 5K is awesome this year.
Hey, hope your fundraiser reaches new heights.
I see what you did there.
Hey there, this is John Holt with Fox 4 News, working for you and Head for the Cure in the virtual 5K. I'm doing my virtual 5K here on the putting green. Little practice. You know what they say, drive for show, putt for dough. Ooh, not bad. Thanks again.
My grandma used to have a pair of pajamas that had a popcorn pattern on them, and my sister Sophie and I used to love when she wore them. I remember that Grandma Sin used to put us on top of her lap while she was mowing. Sometimes she drove a little crazy on the mower just to make us laugh. She loved the Easter candy Peeps and always had a bowl of dark chocolate Hershey Kisses on the coffee table. Her favorite color was purple, and she loved to watch any kind of sports. I also remember the sound of her laugh and how sweet and kind her voice was.
Hi, I'm Jordan Betts. There's part of my own personal story that a lot of people don't know and that I love to share, and is that I am a brain tumor survivor. In 2004, I was diagnosed with 2 brain tumors. It was such a life check, and I just never expected something like that to happen to me. But my family and I took it head on, and to this day, I'm still here, never had a sign of cancer, and I still have my brain tumors as well. But even better, this past December, I was cleared by my neurosurgeon to never have to come back again. And so I made the beginning of 2020, I said, okay, I want to do something and meet other people just like myself. Well, I met my friend Emma here in Kansas City, and she has a brain tumor as well. And her and I this year are participating in our first ever Head for the Cure 5K. I think this is such an important cause because I think a lot of time brain tumor survivors and brain cancer is swept under the rug and not talked about it a lot. Just like me, there's some hope out there during this really crazy time right now, and I'm so glad Head for the Cure is doing that.
Hi, I'm Kyle Fisher.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fisher.
And I'm Evie Fisher.
We participate in Head for the Cure in memory of our daughter, Allie Fisher, and Evie's sister.
Allie's nickname was Little Owl, so our team is called Team Little Owl. Allie was 3 when she suffered a massive seizure and was diagnosed with brain cancer. Since then, we've participated in the Head for the Cure in her memory to raise awareness and fight this deadly disease. It shakes us to our core every time we learn of another child or another person who has been diagnosed with a brain tumor. So that keeps us going. We don't want anyone else to suffer the same fate that our family did. We miss Allie terribly, and we like to participate in the Head for the Cure to bring hope to others and find a cure for this terrible disease.
For us, Head for the Cure provides hope and optimism that one day no family will suffer such a fate like ours.
Go Team Little Owl!
Our 10-year-old son Brecken was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 5. It was the worst April Fool's Day ever, and a day I will never forget. His tumor is in the hypothalamus, so it cannot be removed. He's been treated at 2 different times with chemo. His tumor is currently stable, and we continue to do every 3-month MRIs to watch it. Brecken doesn't let his cancer hold him back. He loves to help others and give back to his community. What we want others to know about brain tumors and brain cancer is it can happen to anyone at any time. Once you get that diagnosis, it seems like you hear of more and more people with the same diagnosis. We participate in the Head for the Cure 5K Kansas City because it's our way of being able to do something. We can't take away Brecken's tumor, but maybe with the funds raised, research can help find a cure for brain tumors. I am the team captain for the Astroblast team. This is a photo of my fiance and I, Drew, who is a survivor of a brain tumor. I am participating in the Head for the Cure Metro KC 5K because of Drew and because I'm an oncology nurse who has worked with many brain tumor patients. I enjoy taking the time to honor what every brain tumor survivor, family, and caregiver has experienced.
This is Evelyn, and she's my best friend and my sister. And our bond was really strong, and we were just really close. She was really goofy until one day she got hit by a car, like about a month after she got hit by a car. My mom had to take her back to the hospital because she was still conscious, but she couldn't move. Her eyes were closed, she couldn't open her mouth, she basically couldn't eat. She was like not herself, obviously. So that day she stayed at the hospital and she had surgery because they had found a tumor in her brain. That summer, after they told us Evelyn had cancer, we grew very close. Closer than we've ever been before, actually, and we fought a lot less because I just wanted to take care of her, you know. This next picture was the day she finished her radiotherapy, and we made this team called #Team Evelyn. Our bond just grew really close. This was the last weekend we spent together at Rainbow Lodge because they were telling her that she was going to go to Disney because Make-A-Wish was going to do that for her, but she ended up not being able to because she landed in the hospital again. And the day that she finally came back, she had a seizure and she just never woke up from that. I never thought something like this would happen. The day we heard the words, Evelyn has cancer, my heart dropped and tears fell. How could God do this to a tiny 9-year-old? But she was still happy. You laid on a hospital bed, what seemed like every day. You overcame the seizures and surgeries, but you still made us laugh, until one day you didn't. I hope you never forget the memories we made, swimming, playing, and laughing. You suffered through so much, yet you never stopped smiling.
I just want to take this time just to talk a little bit about our story and what we've been through. So I mentioned before that I've been Allie's primary caregiver for the last 4 years. So it really starts in 2016. We're actually entering the summer of 2016, and we're in our first year of marriage. We're really starting our careers. And when Allie was still a toddler, back in the mid-90s, her dad was actually diagnosed with a meningioma. So Allie's life has kind of always been centered around brain cancer, and she's known about it since a child. So even though we didn't know that Head for the Cure, we figured what a great race and just a great use of our time and our resources, so let's do this. Well, as the summer wore on, Allie began to experience increasing symptoms. They range from nausea to severe anxiety and even vision changes and eventually some worsening migraines. So as a result, we weren't actually able to run that race that summer as Allie never really felt up to training. But then 2 months after that race would have been run, in October of 2016, 2 weeks shy of our first wedding anniversary, Allie was diagnosed with a brain tumor. This 5K, so eerily similar to the journey that we're on. We are so close. In so many ways, we are so close to finding better treatments and even cures for so many brain cancers. But if we were to stop here, it would simply be admitting defeat. I can keep running. We have 1/10 of a mile left, and I can keep running. I should keep running. We should all keep heading for the cure. Just like a 5K, once you get to 3 miles, it's so easy to say, well, I'm there, I'm done. But we still have a little bit left to go. So while I can keep running, for today, and today only, I'm gonna slow it down. And I'm gonna walk this last 1/10 of a mile with the 2 reasons that I really run: my wife and my father-in-law. And as we near the finish line, I'm gonna slow it down even more, and I'm gonna let them cross in front of me to honor and respect the race that they've already run and won. I thank you. I thank Head for the Cure. I'm so happy that we can do this morning, and I'm so appreciative of all the funds that have been raised to find this cure. Let's finish.
Hi, my name is Sarah McCambridge. Participating in Head for the Cure is my way to honor not only my 2 loved ones, but the loved ones of others that I've met as that have passed from this disease. I am motivated because I want the remembrance of Madeline and Jeff not to fade from this time. I am motivated because I am in hope that someday soon, there will be a cure for brain cancer.
Cure race in 2016, a man in a survivor shirt walked up from behind me, took my hand, and introduced himself. We walked and talked for quite a while, all while holding hands. My sister took this photo. His name is Jim, and he's from North Kansas City. At the time, he was a 6-year survivor, and I was a 5-year survivor. It was a very special opportunity for us to connect thanks to the survivor t-shirts.
My name is Katie, and I am an 8-year survivor of oligodendroglioma and the captain of Team No One Journeys Alone. Those words have become a motto to me and a very significant meaning to me over these 8 years. They tend to get me through some very tough times and bring me joy to be able to share with others. I am blessed to say that my tumor is stable. I had an awake craniotomy followed by a year of chemotherapy and have been able to hang tight with just checkups ever since. So I'm very driven to be doing what I can while I can. I would like to give a shout out to the University of Kansas Health System. The doctors, nurses, and support group there have taken very good care of me personally. And I have to give a little chuckle when clearly I let them know during my awake craniotomy that I bleed purple. Go K-State. But I'm very, very grateful for them. I ask that everyone share kindness and find a way to brighten someone else's day and be ready to receive that as well. All along, as we continue on this journey, step by step, day by day, please walk by faith and remember that no one journeys alone.
Good job, buddy.
Wow, Kansas City, that was such an amazing 5K. I'm Jenna Heilman, Executive Director of Head for the Cure Foundation, and I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Teresa, to Jasmine, Mitch, and Carrie, and all of you for participating in today's event. By sharing your stories, by sharing those memories, and by showing up today and participating by sending us your own photos of how you're doing your own exercise at home. Collectively, all of us are really showing those who've been impacted by a brain tumor diagnosis that they are not alone. So thank you so much for your participation. Kansas City, you've had another amazing year this year as we've come together, even in this most difficult time, to raise funds for brain cancer research and patient programs. We have nearly 2,500 participants, 150 teams, and with incoming sponsorship and our generosity from the Kennedy family, we are almost at $400,000 raised. Kansas City, you never cease to amaze Head for the Cure with your tremendous generosity year after year. The fun is not over yet, Kansas City, because registration still remains open through Labor Day. That's Monday, September 7th, and donations continue to stay open for the next several months. So continue to ask your friends to support, because there's so much more needed to support clinical trials and research to find comprehensive treatment plans for those going through a brain tumor diagnosis. If everyone who has signed up for this year's event just donated an additional $10 or asked someone to donate an additional $10, we could easily raise $25,000. So continue to ask and share your stories to help us raise those necessary funds.
Hey, one exciting thing that I wanted to bring forward that has just happened in the past several weeks is a new partnership with the Kansas City Royals. Those of you that have been part of Head for the Cure over the years know that we've had support from the Royals from the very, very beginning of Head for the Cure. But this year is extra special thanks to the amazing generosity of Ian Kennedy and his wife, Allison, who have been touched by brain cancer recently. And they connected with us and said they wanted to do something really important for Head for the Cure.
It is my pleasure to be able to introduce two of our local beneficiaries today. First is Lisa with Solace House.
The Sky Room is our youngest school-aged room. So kindergartners, first graders, and lots of the families that come here talk about where their loved one is now. And that's a really abstract concept for us as adults, let alone for 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. So in that room, we have rainbows, clouds, butterflies, birds, stars, all the types of symbols that families tend to say, I feel closer to my loved one when I'm looking up at the sky. The garden room for 8 and 9-year-olds is all about regrowth and blooming again after a tragedy. The sea room is maybe my favorite room. I like the metaphor of grief feeling like you're underwater, moving in slow motion, getting pushed around by the waves. Everybody gets that. And then the desert room is our teenage room. So it's painted in bright desert colors, orange, yellows, reds. And we'll talk in there about how sometimes when you're grieving, you feel isolated, alone, different, like you're stranded in the desert. But everybody in that room with you gets it. Our adult spaces are decorated to be relaxing and calming because people are often nervous when they come here.
This place is homey, it is cozy, it is full of warmth, love, compassion, empathy that put a calming effect on me.
Thank you so much to the team at Solace House for providing such amazing services for those who are going through grief. It's an essential need for those who have lost a loved one. And now I'd love to introduce Dr. Roy Jensen from the KU Cancer Center.
Hi, I'm Dr. Roy Jensen, Director of the University of Kansas Cancer Center. The Head for the Cure 5K may look a little different than in previous years, but our goal is still the same: to conquer brain cancer. We have made progress in the treatment of brain cancer, but the overall survival rate has not changed much in 30 years. We must do more. Funds raised by Head for the Cure give us the vital resources we need to better understand brain cancer's biology, leverage our drug discovery program, and create more clinical trial opportunities. Since 2003, Head for the Cure has raised more than $12 million, which has served as the catalyst for exciting and bold research efforts. While we may not be able to come together in person, and I will miss seeing all of you, we can come together virtually. Join me on August 30th to raise awareness, advocate, and celebrate the lives of those we've lost to brain cancer. Thank you.
KU Cancer Center is one of our beneficiaries that's just so close to our heart, not only because of their support for Head for the Cure, but support for all of you who have faced this disease, whether personally, as a caregiver, or as a supporter of someone who has gone through this. So thank you so much to Dr. Jensen, Dr. Schalitz, to Krista, and the entire team at KU Cancer Center. Now, I get to acknowledge our top teams and individuals when it comes to participation and fundraising for this year's event. And now for our top teams in participation. In third place, Rhonda's Racers with 139 participants. In second place is Team Chris Campbell with 142 participants. And again this year with 225 participants is Team Little Owl. And now for our top fundraising teams. In third place, raising $12,000 is Julie's Journey. In second place, raising over $16,000 is JPH. And in first place, raising nearly $55,000 is Team Chris Campbell. And now for our top fundraising individuals. In third place, raising almost $4,500 is Jeff Dagan. In second place, raising over $5,500 is Rachel Converse. And in first place, raising $12,000 is Jeffrey Blanchette.
I want to give a quick shout out, but a very important shout out for a milestone that is really unsurpassed this year. And it's a milestone achieved by our friend Chris Campbell and Team Chris Campbell. Every year, nearly 80% of our participants participate as part of a team. Thousands of teams have been part of Head for the Cure since the team concept started. The team concept that was started by Chris Campbell in 2004. We knew that convening folks to fundraise as part of a team supporting an individual that was facing the disease would really be a trigger for growth at Head for the Cure. And my gosh, has that been the case. Unbelievably, this year's support has eclipsed $500,000 in funds raised at Head for the Cure by Chris Campbell and Team Chris Campbell. It's an amazing achievement, but even more important, it's evidence of the power of the team. And Chris would be the first to say that every team matters, big and small. We have teams of 3 people all the way up to 300 people, and each one matters at a huge level. So thank you for being part of a team, and we couldn't have done this without the idea, the inspiration, the commitment, the energy of Chris Campbell. So thanks everybody. Thanks, Chris. We couldn't be here without you.
Hi Mom, we're so proud of you on raising $500,000 for Team Chris Campbell.
Wow, 17 years of fundraising and all that success. What a blessing from our family and friends. We are so excited that Louie is stable and that we're continuing to fight the good fight against this dreaded disease.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you.
Congratulations to Team Chris Campbell for this amazing achievement. I'm so blessed to be a part of this awesome cause. I can't wait to keep fighting for a cure.
Congratulations to Team Chris Campbell for their $500,000 goal, over 17 years raised for Head for the Cure and to cure brain tumors. Congratulations, and we love you so much. Keep going.
Now is one of my favorite times of our events, and that is where we get to celebrate our survivors. Normally, we would bring people up to the stage at this time and celebrate them. We can't do that physically this year, but if you join me, we will be showing a photo collage of our survivors. And it's my pleasure to be able to read those names to you today. Chuck, Missy, Steve, Sean, Jennifer, Tara, William, Jordan, Chris, Teresa, Kevin, Reagan, Rhonda, Chris, Greg, Hannah, Brian, Katie, Joel, Chance, Candy, Taylor, Casey, Julie, Lisa, Michael, Drew, Scott, Rebecca, Lauren, Mia, Benjamin, Kim, Allie, Terry, Linda, Jasmine, Kathleen, Amy, Danny, Greg, Brecken, Weston, DJ, Tommy, Darren, Kay,
Tina, Julie, Emma, Coogan.
You all are the reason that we participate. You all continue to inspire us through your journeys and your tenacity. And we are so grateful for you to allow us to celebrate you all today. As Matt mentioned before, Head for the Cure ignites hope for the brain tumor community. That hope began with just one person, Chris Anthony. Chris passed away from a glioblastoma in 2003, and he inspired Matt to begin this foundation in his memory. When Chris was going through even the toughest of battles, he's ended every single phone call, every single email, every single conversation and handshake with 3 simple words: keeping the faith. That's faith in himself, faith in a cure, faith in tomorrow, and faith spiritually. At each of our 5K events, we honor some of our brain tumor patients who have inspired someone else through a similar journey. So please join me as we honor our survivors with their Keeping the Faith recognition. And also new this year is our Stevie Patrick Legacy of Love Award. This is an award where we get to recognize caregivers who have oftentimes given the best of themselves to help support someone going through treatment. So please allow us to celebrate some of those many caregivers who deserve this recognition in our legacy of love.
Head for the Cure 5K events are not only successful fundraisers in the fight against brain cancer, but unique tributes for those currently fighting this terrible disease and remembering those who have lost their battles. Head for the Cure was started in honor of a man named Chris Anthony. Chris's motto was always keeping the faith. He lived it daily. He signed off every email with keeping the faith, and his faith enabled him to maintain his grace, dignity, courage, and strength throughout his illness. That's why every year we honor brain cancer patients and their loved ones with a special recognition we call Keeping the Faith. Each of their stories is personal and special, and all are inspiring. Julie Houts, nominated by Sarah Plunkett. Julie Houts was suffering from a 2-day migraine and blurred vision when she went to the ER. They did a CT scan and found 3 cancerous lesions on her brain. 2 are wrapped around her optic nerve, which are affecting her vision. After 2 biopsies, the results came back as a glioblastoma. It has only been 1 month since her diagnosis, and she has been a champ, rolling with all the punches of daily radiation and chemotherapy, and even a cerebral spinal leak that was causing severe headaches. She will have 6 weeks of treatment through Kansas University Medical Center and then assess what to do next. It has been a whirlwind of a month, but Julie has rallied and is starting to feel a little better this week. She is hoping to get back to designing houses and spending time with her family and friends. Dick Deegan, nominated by Jeff Deegan. Diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma in August 2019, Dick has shown nothing but courage, bravery, and strength for almost 1 year now. He didn't hesitate to take the aggressive treatment path even at 72 years old. While many people may get down on themselves or sulk, Dick continued being active by taking walks with his amazing wife and caregiver Christine, playing with his grandkids when they visited, and attending as many of their events as possible. His sense of humor hasn't changed a bit. He still cracks jokes we all grew to know and love. While he believed in his kids all our lives, it's our turn to believe in him during this fight. Our family motto has become, "You'll never walk alone," #YNWA. We found this through Dick's cousins in England and is a slogan for Liverpool's soccer team. It fit perfectly here, as anybody impacted by brain cancer or any cancer should never walk the journey alone. We have never looked up to our dad more than we do now, showing us how to fight, have faith, and not get down when things don't go how you want them to. DJ Stewart, nominated by Aaron Stewart. Although I would like to honor all cancer survivors and fighters, this is my amazing husband DJ, and I chose to honor him as I honor him every day.
DJ was diagnosed with grade 4 glioblastoma last May, and since then he has had 2 craniotomies, radiation, the gamma knife procedure, and to this day takes chemo daily and wears the Optune device. He is the strongest man I have ever met, and his strength has never diminished a single bit. He is a fighter, he is a riser, a get-out-aliver, and my lighter throughout all the darkness. Throughout everything thrown his way, he still manages to keep a smile on his face while being a voice for others going through similar life challenges. Steve Clark, nominated by Lori Moseyman. Have you ever had the privilege of knowing a guy that brings the best and corniest humor to your life? That guy for us is Steve, father of 2 terrific young men, Ben and Dan, father-in-law to sweet Kylie, husband to Suzanne, always laughing and grateful for his humor and attitude toward life. He is a son, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, cousin, and friend to countless. However, Steve's humor was tested when he was diagnosed with a grade 4 glioblastoma in February 2020. At least 90% of the tumor was removed in February at UCSF. Steve completed chemo and radiation after surgery and is now doing maintenance chemo each month, as well as speech, occupational, and physical therapies at KUMC and other Kansas City metro providers. Despite setbacks of bouncing critical labs, blood clots, recent stroke, and great recovery, and COVID times we all navigate, Steve continues to fight with humor. His medical team still laughs, groans at his jokes. Steve sports a Superman costume for special events, maybe it's not a costume. He exercises daily, dabbles with his gift for cooking, and is an incredible and selfless inspiration to his family and friends. Steve meets each day with faith, positivity, and hope. He and his wife never stop exploring new and helpful research possibilities. Steve is courage, determination, faith, grace, and love. He is our comedian. He is our role model. He is our Superman. Jenny Lewis, nominated by Michelle McKessie. Jenny was told at the age of 13 she had 6 months to live. 30 plus years later, she is one of my dearest friends. I've watched her graduate high school, college, become a preschool teacher, and my hero. She has volunteered for Camp Quality Northern Missouri as a counselor since she was 18 years old to give back for her experience as a kid. We stumble through life together as I have MS and she lives with the scars of her battle. We've got each other because we get each other. William Bergman, nominated by Kaylee Bergman. William Bill Bergman has a larger-than-life personality, great sense of humor, and love for telemarketers and door-to-door salespeople. His hobbies include being an amateur meteorologist, an armchair film and music critic, and human GPS. Bill also enjoys fishing, imitating Charles Barkley's swing on the golf course, and posting and reading rants on Facebook. All kidding aside, Bill has spent the majority of his time and energy giving to his family and serving the community. He has coached countless kids in baseball, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. He is a past president and board member of the Grandview Baseball Association, organized and ran the Church Basketball League, and was a past president of the Coronation of Our Lady's Men's Club. Bill was also very active in Kansas City's community theater scene, appearing in over 42 plays with 12 different theater groups. Bill is always the first one to volunteer to help and look to take care of others, and has been a great role model, mentor, and friend to countless others. Bill was diagnosed with an inoperable glioblastoma, GBM, on January 2, 2020. And has remained stable to this day after undergoing chemoradiation and now fashionably wearing the Optune cap daily. Bill is determined to remain active as he walks almost 3 miles every day and still manages the lawn care and honey-do lists. His sweet tooth has also remained stable, with over 16 packages of Oreos purchased in the first 3 months of his new life. Bill is an incredible man who is now living what he calls his new normal and is determined to remind everyone to shower people with love and kindness and always keep on laughing and smiling in what you're given. Regan Dalton, nominated by Sharon Burleson. In 2016, Regan was driving home from her job in Olathe. A few blocks from home, she had an absence seizure while driving. She ran her car off the road and sideswiped a utility pole. Just a few days later, she was diagnosed with an anaplastic astrocytoma tumor. She had surgery to remove the tumor in December of 2016, where the doctors successfully removed 90% of the tumor. After surgery, she went through 6 weeks of radiation and 11 cycles of chemo. Through all of this, she never lost her faith or her positivity. She always believed that she would recover and that God would take this experience and make something good come from it, and He did. Thank you for your courage and for allowing us to honor you. New this year, the legacy of love nomination is easily defined by actions of integrity, encouragement, determination, and truly loving and serving others, especially those in need. Burma Senovich, nominated by Abby Madsen. My mom's story begins far before the love of her life was diagnosed with brain cancer. She was the girl next door when they met in the summer of 1966, and the way to his heart was by being a helpful caretaker to his basset hound. Fast forward almost 50 years later, married, 2 children, grandchildren, careers, homes, etc. My mom was diagnosed with her own brain mental illness. She spent years fighting the disease, trying to find the right medication cocktail to allow her to function, allow her to stay present, allow her to be the wife, mother, and grandmother we all knew she could be. There were times it almost broke our family. It nearly broke her. But by summer of 2017, she found the right combination to bring her back to us. We thought we had overcome life's biggest challenge. But then, in July of 2018, my dad was diagnosed with a GBM. I know my sister and I both thought that this could break her, this could take back all the progress she had made, but we were wrong. She jumped in headfirst to fight this awful disease with my dad. She put her world on hold and stayed by his side for every minute of the 22 months that followed. She went to every doctor appointment, every scan, every lab appointment. She took over the finances and 100% of the house duties. My mom had worked so hard and found so much strength to overcome her disease. I didn't know a person could have much fight or strength left in them, but she proved me so wrong. Her strength, commitment, and faith has been so inspiring to all of us around her during my dad's fight. We lost my dad in June 2020. She was with him and held him and took care of him until the very end. Once again, she has found a way to not let a disease break us. We have lost my dad, but he lives on our hearts in her heart, and she has one of the best hearts ever. Heath Ostmeyer, nominated by Jasmine Ostmeyer. While I was the one that was diagnosed, it did not just impact me. My immediate family had to make changes, and my husband Heath has been amazing. I know that I would not be where I am today without him. He took those vows in sickness and in health to heart and has been a trooper. On Memorial Day of 2018, Heath was driving our 3 kids, ages 7, 4, and 3 months, and me home from Salina. Just as we got on the road, I had a seizure. I remember nothing but waking up in the hospital and having no idea what was going on. Heath was able to get our 3 kids situated with family, explain what he witnessed to the doctors, and fill in the gaps for me. I know that he was extremely worried, but he remained calm and did everything to keep me safe. He also called my mom and his mom to let them know what was going on and keep them informed each step of the way. Heath has cared for me through the diagnosis, surgery, recovery, and the watch and wait. He always takes time to go with me to my appointments to be an extra set of ears and ask anything I may forget. He also will chauffeur me to tests just so I do not have to go alone. He patiently waits for me. He has supported me when I was ready to try things and allowed me time when I was not quite ready for others. Prior to my diagnosis, we had planned a family trip with all my siblings and mom. My surgeon said to not cancel, as it would be good to take it easy and have extra hands for help with the kids. Heath got all our stuff packed and ready. He figured I would not want to go out much, so he thoughtfully packed a ton of indoor activities that I like. Also, my appetite wasn't great after surgery, so he packed our blender to make my chocolate peanut butter banana shakes every day. In addition to taking care of me, he has also taken care of our kids. Heath has been amazing, and I cannot thank him enough for being on this journey with me. I know we have a long way to go, but we've got this, side by side. Mitchell Montgomery, nominated by Allie Montgomery. In old tradition, the first wedding anniversary gift is made of paper. In October 2016, my husband instead was gifted a 5-hour waiting room stay while I had my first brain tumor removed. That was 4 days after our first anniversary. While I'll always struggle with the emotions of missing the traditional joys of celebrating our first year married, I find so much peace knowing we were already fiercely fighting for the lifetime of joys we committed to. The vow committing to love and help your partner in sickness is one that seems like it'll apply in old age. But Mitchell was pressed almost immediately by the diagnosis on how exactly he would honor his word. I know the world is full of extraordinary caregivers, but I'm sure the best one is my life partner. He became a researcher, advocate, practically a pharmacist, peacemaker, note-taker, and prayer warrior overnight. The ways in which he stepped up for me when it was clear he was hurting is incredible. He continued to help me through the physical and emotional toll of 2 recurrences, surgeries, and radiation treatment in the last 3 years. We've cried a lot of therapeutic tears, read a lot of scripture, and laughed a lot of much-needed laughs. Thank you, Mitchell, for your strength, care, tenderness, willingness, and most of all your faithfulness in this relationship. You exceed so many of my expectations, and I don't tell you that enough. I see the way you love me fiercely and yet gently. I am forever grateful for your sacrifices, gifts, smile, time, and encouragement. I love you endlessly. Let's grow old together on a beach. Cheers. Brian, Lauren, and Lyndon Fatula, nominated by Katie Fatula. I am blessed to have a dynamic family trio who have been supporting me throughout my journey. It has been 8 years, and my girls have grown up so much since that unforgettably traumatic day that we did not get on the airplane to Disney World. All along, they have been willing to ask questions, talk about things, and believe in me. They have learned so much and strive to raise awareness and to care for others. My husband has been by my side throughout all the hills and valleys of diagnosis, treatment, and living life. He is always encouraging me to focus on the positives. I absolutely give thanks to him for providing a home of security, comfort, and love. We all faithfully believe that no one journeys alone. Aaron Stewart, nominated by DJ Stewart. My amazing wife and I have been together now for 6 years and married just over 1 year. When I was diagnosed with a grade 4 GBM on the right side of my brain in May 2019, after already having been diagnosed with soft tissue cancer in my leg not even a year before, you would have thought my wife was a trained soldier. She didn't skip a beat in looking at every single option as far as my care and treatment moving forward. She was my constant motivational force on the days of pure exhaustion from chemo and radiation. She fed me, she made sure my meds were always taken on time, she took care of the things that I couldn't and never flinched. She did all of this constantly, working with my family and doctors to ensure that I was getting the best possible treatment. We traveled to Newport Beach so I could undergo the gamma knife procedure, and she surprised me with tickets to Harry Potter World, one of our absolute favorite things in the world. She somehow made a situation that was terrifying a vacation. She does that for me every day. A few months ago, on my 1-year anniversary of being diagnosed, she surprised me with one of the most beautiful nights of my entire life. She gathered my friends and family and a video of many others that couldn't be there to congratulate me on my 1 year. Let's just say I cried. A couple days after, while still riding the high of my celebration, I was informed that unfortunately the tumor had come back. I was terrified. She held me in my hand every step of the new battle. Here we are, 3 months post my second craniotomy, and she, to this day, is unshaken. She is my rock. I would be so lost without her. From daily pill schedules and making sure I'm eating enough and getting enough exercise to the extremely tedious application and maintenance of my Optune device, she is the strongest person I've ever met, and I feel so blessed to have her as my caretaker. Chris Holmes, nominated by Liz Ketzman. Do you believe in soulmates? My brother Chris Holmes did. He waited years before he found the love of his life. I remember the first time he told me about Storm. He was so nervous to ask her out on a date. He got up the courage and asked her out. I've never seen him happier. Their first date was in 2017. In November of 2018, Storm was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal brain cancer. Cancer didn't stop the two of them from living out their love story. While undergoing chemotherapy, Chris and Storm got married and became one. In October of 2019, Storm learned the cancer spread to her spine. She passed on January 20th, 2020, after a hard-fought battle with brain cancer. My brother did everything he could to make her comfortable, happy, and hopeful. He took leave from his job to be by her side 24/7. He cooked every meal, cleaned, and even learned to dye her hair. After another stay in the hospital, they finally got to take their honeymoon to Colorado. God put Chris in Storm's life to be that caregiver he knew she would need. My brother not only rose to the task, but exceeded with so much grace and compassion. When Storm had to go into hospice care, he slept on the pull-out couch in the room, never leaving her side. He would watch shows he knew she liked, just in case she could still hear them. Everything he did for her. After she passed, Chris is still the caregiver in remembering her legacy through a bench and tree at Mackin Park in North Kansas City. He is the true definition and example of what a caregiver should be, and I am honored to call him my brother. Doneen Childress, nominated by Chris Childress and Allie Montgomery. Doneen is in a rare group of caregivers. She's in the group of caregivers that has had to do this multiple times, but not with the same person. On Thursday, June 16, 1994, her husband Chris had a seizure at work and was rushed to the hospital. Their friends were kind enough to keep their 2-year-old daughter Allie so Doneen could be with Chris in those uncertain moments. She was with him as they received the diagnosis, a brain tumor. The treatment would be surgery. After surgery, Doneen was strong and courageous as she helped Chris on his road to recovery. Surely this was some of the most challenging parts of life, yet she tackled it with grace, caring for her husband and parenting a 2-year-old. She drove him everywhere until the state-mandated 6 months from his seizure had passed. Doneen made sure to involve Allie in the caregiving, having Allie spend time with Chris at every opportunity. Chris's tumor turned out to be a microcystic meningioma, and his recovery has gone well. In 2016, Doneen faced the unthinkable. She became a caregiver for the daughter, whose first memories were watching her mother take care of her father. Allie was diagnosed with an ependymoma tumor in late 2016. The journey to cancer-free is still ongoing as Allie faces treatment for newly diagnosed tumors. Doneen continues to pray like she's never prayed before for her 2 survivors. Her faith is strong even in the moments when she feels weak. Doneen, you are the greatest partner a husband could ask for in this journey we're tackling together. Thank you for being my chauffeur, for washing my scalp while keeping my sutures dry, for walking alongside Allie in the same way, and for always praying for us. You have been a world-class caregiver 2 times. Your strength and determination are unsurpassed, and you should be inducted into the Hall of Faith. Mom, watching you do this time and time again hurts my heart, but I couldn't ask for God to bless me with a better mother. Thank you for sitting beside our hospital beds, making sure we never feel alone, praying for our bodies to heal, and for encouraging us that God's going to take care of us. Thank you for always fixing our hair and holding our hands. We love you.
And finally, we know that we have lost too many people to this disease. We want to remember our loved ones in our Celebration of Life presentation. While these individuals are not here with us physically, they will always remain in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. If you were not able to submit a Celebration of Life submission yet, please continue to do so. But right now, join me as we remember those that we've lost. Kansas City. You all, again, show up every single year. Your support matters so much, not only to Head for the Cure, but to the thousands upon thousands of people who have been diagnosed with this disease, and the even larger population of people who fought right alongside them as caregivers, as clinicians, and loved ones. Thank you for making this 18th annual event so special and memorable. Now remember, you can continue to register and donate, so please make sure that you're encouraging others to support because of this important cause. And we cannot wait to see you all in person in 2021 for our 19th annual 5K. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you for supporting the brain tumor community.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you very much for your generosity.
Thank you for supporting the brain tumor community.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the brain tumor community.